DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, everybody? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome in to the first Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show of the 2025 NBA season. Grande, we have made it. We are here. The NBA season. The calendar is swung back around. Seems like just yesterday you and I were talking NBA Finals, NBA playoffs, Oklahoma City Thunder getting it done. And yet here we are. Back opening night, Thunder on the slate. Whole different landscape around the NBA now. Some new players on new teams. Some star players out with injuries. All culminating here to a 2-game slate to kick us off here on Tuesday. I'm excited. I know everybody out there is excited to have the NBA back. We won a lot of money last year playing NBA DFS. We're going to win a lot of money again this year playing NBA DFS. And we have some added features for all of you. Maybe you haven't tuned in to the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel since the last time the NBA season was going on. We now have the opportunity, the option for you guys to join the channel as a member and earn some free perks. When you become a member of this channel, you get some cool emojis, you get badges, you also get question priority. So if you're tuning into our DFS live stream each day and you want your start sit question or a betting question, prop question, lineup question answered, and you are a member of the channel, you jump to the top of the list. Ronnie and I answer that, pop it up on the screen, and we'll answer all your questions all day if you got them. I know a lot of you guys interact with us in the chat. We answer your questions as they come in, but if you join the channel, you get priority. You skip the line. And we have some things potentially planned down the road. Some member-only events that could be taking place here as the season winds down. Of course, always, we appreciate all the free support. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button to the YouTube channel if you're just finding us. We do these shows, preview shows, each and every night. We go live Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time as well. We interact with you in the comment section. We love you guys leaving comments in the comment section. We'll chat with you throughout the day. We'll answer any questions. We'll update with injuries. And we'll get you guys ready to kind of dominate your DFS contest for the evening. Grande, I've talked enough. How are you feeling about things, man?
I'm feeling great to have it back. And just like the season ended with OKC on the court, we opened the season with OKC as like how it typically is, right? You get the champion from the year prior to start the next season. So yeah, I mean, it's a 2-gamer to kick things off. It's always the small slate to get started, and then they have the big slate followed by the small slate. It's usually how like the order of operations go. But it should be a fun one. I think the NBA expected it to look a little different when before 41-year-old LeBron James came down with sciatica, and Fred VanVleet got hurt with a back injury. I think things they probably anticipated to be a little. These teams looked, but it should be fun nevertheless to get into it. And yeah, fun things on the horizon. Ship stuff. We appreciate the support, either free or not. Or if you're a member, that's wonderful too. It's coming too in specific areas. Some new things in the works behind the scenes that we're looking to bring to you guys as well. It's going to be a really fun season. John and I are here to help. First and foremost, we are here with any type of question you have. This is your first time playing NBA DFS. If this is your 15th year playing NBA DFS, we are here for all those parties. Like whatever your question is, we are here to answer it. We put out daily content at fantasyalarm.com as well. It's written, but we will do this show. We will have a live stream Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern as well. So there's a lot of content coming from us. You'll see our Twitter handle right here as well. So excited things. Usually we do the positional breakdowns, but I think, on these smaller slates, we usually just break it down in game by game.
Yep, we'll go game by game on the shorter slates. Larger slates, we go position by position. We do have a Discord. You guys can join. The link for that's in the description of the show as well. And if you want to join us for the NBA season right now, promo code NBA20 will take 20% off your All-Pro sub. That's both your monthly or your annual subscription. So you can save 20% off right at the top for the annual. Get us for a year. It's not just NBA content. It's everything on site is included in your All-Pro sub. So get the rest of the NFL season. Obviously, NBA is kicking off. NHL, MMA, NASCAR, PGA. Everything that we cover in site is included in your All-Pro subscription, and we're giving you 20% off the top right there with NBA20 as your promo code. You go to fantasyslam.com/NBA20, take you right to the checkout page. You can enter that promo code there and take 20% off. Again, we have a Discord. We're in there all day, helping you guys get ready for the night slate and leading into roster lock as well. We have you guys updated and ready to go with our NBA DFS playbook each and every day there. We cover showdown slates, the whole works, got projections, lineup generators, player ownership, all the good stuff to get you guys ready to have success with your daily NBA DFS contests there. So let's start up. First game of the night, Houston OKC. Starting off here, we'll break down Houston first. How do you want to, go about their team, right? They acquired Kevin Durant. $9,700. He's the most expensive player on this team. You have Şengün, obviously. Amen Thompson, someone we've been high on. Tari Eason expected to come off the bench for them. No, they're not all questionable. So ignore the injury status here. But Grande, how do we want to attack Houston in this matchup against the Thunder?
Yeah, the only things we do have to concern ourselves with, Dorian Finney-Smith likely not to play.
Okay.
And Jae'Sean Tate practiced, is questionable, but they're hoping he's available for the opener. Those are the only real injuries here. Obviously, they lost Fred VanVleet. So still don't have anything definitive on starting lineup at this point. There's basically two options. One, it's the Reed Shepherd starting lineup, where it's Shepherd, Thompson, Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Şengün. And the other one's their double big, where Steven Adams starts alongside Şengün. They shift Shepherd to the bench. Kevin Durant is your de facto 2 in this situation, and Amen Thompson's your point guard. That is the positionless basketball at its finest, right? Like it's the double big and then just playing large individuals. Obviously, a lot of zone defense played in that iteration, but from a fantasy perspective, this game, 226 implied points, 226.5, 7.5 point spread in favor of the reigning champions. It's going to be a tough time for OKC to score the basketball, or for Houston to score the basketball, rather. Durant looks good. Tough spot. Obviously, he's going to see a multitude of lengthy OKC defenders. Yep. Şengün in the same regard, where, there's going to be Chet matchups. There's going to be Hartenstein matchups. Yeah. And neither of those things are necessarily fun. But we know Şengün is so good in so many different categories. Amen Thompson, as much as we like him this year, it's a weird spot because 7,900 is probably long-term too cheap.
Yeah.
But we know what his assignment is, right? We know who he is guarding from opening.
Chasing SGA the entire night.
It's going to be, and if they go double big, he's chasing SGA and he's operating as the team's point guard, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a lot on his plate. I don't necessarily love it. Now, if he stays out of foul trouble and plays 35 minutes, it might not matter because then we know his ability to stuff the stat sheet is. I am a little less bullish on Thompson as I am as the first two guys. I like Jabari here, $5,200. He's going to play solid minutes. He's going to start. I like it. I could get behind some Reed Shepherd if he starts.
I think from a value standpoint, just on this 2-game slate, you're going to be looking for value, and Reed Shepherd probably finds himself in a lot of lineups just purely on sort of that realm. Houston is a 7.5 point road underdog. This is a 227.5 game total. We'll get to OKC here. They don't have Jalen Williams, right? So you mentioned
not
we don't
confirmed.
Think. Okay, well, I guess potentially, right? Potentially no Jalen Williams.
Yes.
If he is not available, that obviously helps Kevin Durant, right? Like you mentioned lengthy defenders. Chet's going to get some KD, obviously, but taking Jalen Williams potentially out of the rotation off the floor does weaken their defense a little bit from a high standpoint,
Yeah, hello, Kevin. Have you met 6'5" Alex Caruso that guards every position? Was guarding Nikola Jokic in the playoffs last year. I know it's not the same thing. I'm just saying, I feel like OKC is just one of the most interchangeable teams in the history of the NBA. Like you could just take this player out, put this player in, and there's like zero. I'm not saying taking Jalen Williams, there's not going to be drop off in specific areas, but like that team is a wagon no matter who's in the lineup.
Sure.
I would say I'm most comfortable using Shepherd as a starter. I don't love the idea of him. I don't know what the minutes would look like off the bench. I expect they're fine.
I mean, he and Tyrese, and
but you need
eventually probably both play in the low to mid 20s, right?
Low 20s. Yeah, I trust Tari more in that role because we've seen it like year in, year out. Tari Eason's like very good at what he does, comes off the bench and is just chaos. That's probably it. Obviously, if Steven Adams starts or if Capella is the double big they decide to go with, you would consider one of them as one of the clear-cut value plays. Just and that's not completely not like that's on the table here. Udoka said it, like against teams that are running double bigs, he'll do it.
Yeah.
OKC runs double big. Like they are going to start Chet and Hartenstein. So yeah, I think that there's some good options. I don't have any that I'm like raring to play. This if I had to guess right now, Houston is probably the team I roster the fewest players of. In a tournament, you can look at that completely different, right? Opening night, ring night for OKC, the emotions are high, and you could get Houston that just like you didn't expect to have the night they have, and that could be a narrative. That's not what I'm going to do because for all those that are tuning for the first time, narratives are not exactly my favorite thing in the world. So
I think the highest roster player on the slate is going to end up being Luka. So you're going to have to figure out salary wise, like fitting Luka in, and then on a small slate, limited value plays.
I think there's good value in the second game, and only because there's injuries already in that second
I was speaking more so on the Houston side, like the guys that you'd want to play are kind of expensive. You know where your money's going to be spent in the other game, especially at the top. So, paying for Durant could make sense just from a volume standpoint, but you have to afford Durant. I think going like a Tari Eason might be your lone exposure to the Houston side.
Yeah, Şengün's the top play, I think, here, just because of what he does. But it's hard. It's very hard to get to those guys. You're absolutely right. That the Jabari, Eason, Shepherd range, and then if one of those bigs start alongside Şengün, that's probably
on the OKC side. You have a 10-3 SGA. Knowing that he is definitely getting the Amon Thompson defense, though, does that downgrade SGA to you at all? Are you worried that the free throw merchant moniker is going to actually result in him getting fewer free throws this go around? Because the league has become very aware to the point that like WNBA players are commenting on SGA getting to the line as often as he is. The SBs, he was the butt of the joke of him getting to the free throw line. Players and other teams are comment it almost feels like there may be an overcorrection on SGA forcing contact and getting calls this year.
At the end of the day, every single one of those people can comment it, but he won the league MVP and then won the finals. So they ultimately
did change
it doesn't
the Harden
matter.
Rule though a few years back, right? Where like you can't be the one.
Yeah, the rip through.
I wonder,
I am not gonna It's definitely something to just pay attention
Mhm.
to, right? It's something to pay attention to.
I mean, man was getting to the line 20 times like a game, right? Like, you know?
He's going to cause havoc basically playing anyway because
Yeah.
he's just so good. I mean, he creates so much space for himself because all those like contact plays, he's creating like so
Mhm.
much space regardless. And if Jalen Williams sits, I mean, we talked about this all year last year. He's a usage
Yeah.
monster with Jalen. Last year, John, 39% usage in 13, nearly 1,400 minutes without Jalen Williams. I mean, a
Yeah.
39% usage rate. Like, it's just impossible to ignore. Like Amin Thompson is obviously an elite defender, but Shea is also the league MVP. So I'm not afraid to play him on a 2-game slate. We'll see. It does look like Jalen Williams is not going to play, but there's been sightings of him at practice over the weekend. He's been shooting with the right hand
Mhm.
lately. They've seen clips and he has been shying away from doing that with the surgery and everything on the wrist. So who knows, right? The OKC, Mark Dagnall's always been very
Yeah.
mysterious with his answers, right? When it like any lineup question or anything to do with his roster, like remember Chet just
Yeah.
like came back last year. They're like Chet's playing. Chet's playing. What? There was never a
Yeah.
word of Chet like coming. So, wouldn't be surprised if J Dub plays. Wouldn't be surprised if he sat. Chet at 76 is really interesting because especially if Jalen doesn't play, another guy who 22.5% usage last year without Jalen Williams, super high ceiling player, really skilled everything he does. Looks like he put a little bit of muscle on, I mean,
Yeah.
he is a skinny dude and he's always going to be skinny, but like definitely needs to get stronger in areas and needs to shoot
But needs to be
more
better from 3,
consistently
like, if he's gonna
overall.
play the
Yeah.
way they need him to play a little.
Yeah. And like 38% is really
Yeah.
good for a big man. He shot really poorly in the playoffs. That's the part. Like he was at 30% from 3 in the playoffs. So you hope he like reverts back to the 38% shooter. But he has upside for more. He's going to be great at this price. And OKC, you know what? I feel like one of these value
And one of their
plays
bench
is going to
guards or
be like
wings are gonna come off
going to
and
be a winning
be
lineup.
be a value play for sure. Do you have a favorite of the group here? Wiggins, Wallace, Dort, Caruso.
I mean, we'll just
Yeah.
say Dort's going to start along with Hartenstein. So
Yep.
that's going to be the 5. I guess we'll see with Jalen out what they do. My assumption would be Case and
What they did.
Wallace.
What
That's
they did. Yeah.
just they always play. They love Case and Wallace, and he's super good. I mean, Dort is the cheapest, and he's going to start. When Caruso makes shots, he's great. Wiggins probably has the lowest ceiling floor combo that at 5K because we never know what the minutes are going to be for Aaron Wiggins. Like it's impossible to know if he's going to play 24 minutes or if he's going
Never
to play
forget.
12. I mean, it's just never forget those games. A super good player. It's just very hard to know. Is this a situation where like Mark Dagnall looks at his rotations like I literally can play 12 guys any amount of minutes tonight, and like we played longer than any other team in the NBA, and I could just get to a point where my players get
Yeah.
to max minutes,
We
right?
always talk about it too
And they
on the
all could
smaller
be out.
slates. We're also just kind of looking for like raw points at times. Like we just need guys because a value play
Yes.
like Dort, if he gets his 16 or 17 fantasy points on a 2-game slate, could just be enough to win. Like you don't need him to go for 40 necessarily. So
Right. And you had mentioned like Luka's
yeah.
gonna be popular by himself. And if playing Dort over potentially fantasy points from Wiggins or potentially fantasy points from Case and Wallace for that save you $600-$700, like
Mhm.
that's an obvious play. Now Lou Dort has a really low. He's going to guard presumably Kevin Durant, right? Like, so that's not fun. He's significantly shorter than Kevin Durant, and he's foul prone. So that could go wrong really fast. But like, my suspicion is if they rule Jalen Williams out, we get Cason Wallace starting. The ownership is not in the Dort camp. And the only reason it would be is because what people are thinking like us, right? It's like cheaper. So I would say Dort is my favorite. I do like Cason Wallace if he starts. I do, by the way, like Hartenstein. I know he was played off the floor in the postseason. He played 34 minutes, or he played what were the minutes at home? 20, or in the regular season, 28 minutes per game. His price is where it is because of the postseason. This is not the postseason. Like, they're gonna give Hartenstein minutes. We just saw how their rotation played out in the postseason. They played Caruso, right? That's what's gonna happen again this year. Caruso's gonna be saved, and then he's gonna play in the postseason, whatever. So I would get to a regular season Hartenstein. He was amazing for them last year. 50.
Next game over here. This one is expected to be a bit more competitive. Golden State is giving 2 on the road to the Lakers, 224.5. If you watched our Western Conference preview show, which you can find on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel, we talked about Golden State and sort of how they are the oldest team in the league. They added Al Horford. They have Jimmy Butler, who may not play this game. Steph Curry, obviously, on the roster. Draymond Green is still there. Jonathan Kuminga is sort of a prisoner of his own team right now. Signed his contract, but they're trying to trade him. You have Podziemski here. They added Seth Curry, so the Curry brothers now on the same roster. But again,
he was waived. But it was a thing. He's gonna be waived, and then they have to wait a specific day, and then they're gonna resign.
I thought I saw something like that. So okay. And then they have Gary Payton, so a guy that plays some defense off their bench. Talk about this team. I mean, they're old, but it's opening night. You've talked a lot about how Kerr has not been shy about just playing 10 guys, 12 guys on opening night, and everybody plays 25 minutes, and that's a killer for DFS, especially if you're spending up some money here, but it's a 2-game slate. So how do you attack this Warriors team?
Yeah, I don't love the pricing. Butler he went through a scrimmage. Him and Kuminga both went through scrimmage. I think they expect them to play, but there's nothing confirmed. What Steve Kerr said was Curry's going to start, Draymond's going to start, Jimmy's going to start if he can play. He's leaning toward Podziemski because Moody's out, so that means Moody's probably going to start when he's back. And then he hasn't decided on the 5th starter. Al Horford seems like the most likely candidate to be the 5th starter, which, makes sense to me, but the Warriors were really good with Draymond 5 lineup, so they could, in theory, play start Kuminga. From a DFS perspective, Curry looks great. He's probably going to see a lot of Gabe Vincent defense here. Gabe Vincent's fine defensively. He's going to see a lot of Marcus Smart. I'll tell you that. Marcus Smart's going to come off the bench for the Lakers. That's obviously annoying, but what does Smart have left in the tank at this point? Well, can he chase Curry around as much as Curry's going to run around? We'll see. 9,300, I'm definitely good getting to Curry. 8,000 for Butler already with an injury. I'm a little bit indifferent, but I'm more likely to play 8,000 Butler than I am a $6,600 Brandon Podziemski. I'll tell you that. I cannot believe he's priced that way, even though he's starting. That's insane to me that you need, 34 fantasy points from Brandon Podziemski, 33 fantasy just to get to 5X. I mean, hard no for me, especially if like Kuminga and Butler are both in. Maybe if they're out, if something bad, if they have some regression on their injuries, then possibly I'd play Podziemski. Kuminga at 59, GPPs only. If he starts, maybe we reconfigure that.
It depends where ownership goes to, right? Like if there's...
Yeah, it depends where the ownership goes. And we saw what happened this whole they don't want him. Steve Kerr doesn't want to play him. Like that relationship is coming to a halt fast. I think the most interesting play outside of Steph is Draymond Green at $5,700 because Draymond's been good. He was really good at the end of last year. They're gonna play these guys. Like he played a pretty decent amount of minutes in his final preseason game. He got into the 20s. Draymond's gonna probably hover around 30 minutes this year just because they need to win games in the regular season to like stay out of the play-in. And he was good with Jimmy. He's a good passer, obviously, very good, gonna play off Steph.
The
and
defensive
Field
numbers
and all
came
that.
back
So
last year.
And the defense numbers were great. So I think 5,700 for Draymond looks good. If Horford starts, I'm definitely good going there. Low floor with Al Horford, but we know the spacing that he can provide. And on a team that has Steph, Butler, and Green, I mean, that Al Horford might have a lot of open
He's going to
looks
stand in the
for
right
kickouts from all
corner
three of
and
those
wait for a
players.
three.
Yep. So I think Curry, Green, Horford would probably be my priorities here. Jimmy close behind. Hard pass on Pajemski if everyone's healthy. Kuminga, GPPs. I don't love the rest of the rotation. Like, I'm pretty confident Gary Payton's going to play. They played a lot of Will Richard in the he's a second round pick. They played a ton of him. He started multiple preseason games. Does that carry over into the regular season? I don't know. Maybe because Moses Moody's out and because they waived Seth Curry. It's possible, but like I don't know if we want to test that in
Sure.
game number 1. So I don't really love the bench. I'm confident GP2 plays, not really confident elsewhere. We know how Steve Kerr operates. So I think Curry, Green, Horford, and then like slightly behind Butler are my priorities here.
Lakers.
State.
Luka Doncic is 11K. It's Golden State here. I think he's going to be the highest rostered player on the slate.
No LeBron. Yeah, no LeBron, right?
I think you could play a lot of Lakers here. I think you can play Reeves. I think you can play Ayton, Hachimura, Smart. Like I think you could probably play all of the Lakers if you wanted to build your lineup around them in this game.
So let me ask you this. So the Lakers lineup, JJ Redick told us that the last preseason lineup was going to be his starting lineup. And it's Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, and Gabe Vincent. That is going to be the starting lineup. Redick told us that much. How, and this was kind of what I was alluding to with the value when we were talking about Houston. How popular is a $3,500 Gabe Vincent? That's where I want to start because he actually had a crazy preseason. I don't know if you saw the Dallas game. They put Cooper Flag on him when they ran that, and he hit 5 threes to start the game. Right away. Obviously, that is one preseason game.
I was going to say,
and we know
when Luka's on the floor, like how much of the ball is Gabe Vincent going to see between him and Luka and Reeves, right?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but it's not like Luka's not like Luka's shooting, but Luka's obviously an elite playmaker in his own right. So this is like Gabe Vincent. This is like my Taurean Prince that we've had like 3 straight opening nights, right? Where Taurean Prince has been, for whatever reason, been on an opening night slate for 3 straight years. Whether he's been on the Bucks or the Lakers.
Every time.
And I've never wanted to. I fade him every time. And he has the one good game a year.
4 threes. Like what? It's like happened.
Death taxes. Bet Tyler O'Neal opening day home run. Right? It's like he's not going to do anything the rest of the year. But is he going to be popular because we know the stuff? Like we don't really know any of the other starting lineups. We know the Lakers starting lineup, and $3,500 Gabe Vincent is starting.
I agree. Probably a cheap starter. You know, the minutes aren't necessarily guaranteed, but you figure minimum mid-20s, probably locked in there. I think it depends also sort of if they need like the smart defense. Right? If Curry's running around just scoring at will, they're going to take Vincent off the floor and just have Marcus Smart defend him the whole game. So I don't disagree.
Yeah, it could be a
I
split.
think Vincent probably gets a lot of ownership. The depth on this team, again, nobody really has like. Luka, Reeves, Ayton, their minutes I think are pretty
Yes.
secure, right? But like,
I would say Ruiz.
you think Rui is?
Yeah, pretty secure.
Okay, because they have a healthier front court than they've had in the past, right? Like we waited for Vanderbilt to come forever, right? They added Laravia who can play both wing spots.
Yeah, I think Laravia. I'm sorry, I don't think we're going to see a lot of Dalton Connect this year, John. At least to start, because I think Laravia is just better at what he like right now.
Sure,
Laravia is probably the preferred option on the wing.
We'll never forget the Dalton Connect game, though.
No, we won't. And then the trade that didn't happen.
In the trade that didn't happen, yeah.
And then the smack talk from Draymond this offseason said you got traded and they didn't want you.
Yeah,
that's gotta hurt the ego.
Yeah. That wasn't really the case. It was the other guy failed the physical.
Yeah, so. It wasn't necessarily Dalton Connect's fault, but he did have to go back to that team.
He did have to go back to that team, yeah. So I think the front court is gonna be interesting. I do like Ayton here.
Yes, agreed.
Because again, whether it's now again, Al Horford's still a good defender, right? And Draymond Green, good defender, but I feel like this is a good spot for Ayton getting passes by Luka. I feel like there's some ceiling upside here. And we've seen DeAndre Ayton have some huge games, when featured. And Reeves. Like, we can't overlook what Austin Reeves can do scoring the basketball. So I think playing 3 Lakers or 4 Lakers even is going to be a popular build.
Yep. I think that's a great call. I think the Lakers are the easiest stacking team on the board. I mean, because you have the Marcus Smart / Gabe Vincent piece too. Like, you could play one of those 2 guards that are super cheap. Marcus Smart having both guard eligibilities too is great. I think the Lakers are the easiest team to stack. I think they'll be the most popular team to stack. Austin Reeves might be as popular as Luka because he's $7,300. And like, he is more like 83, 85 when there's one of LeBron or Luka out. Like, he is stud level player when he is option number 2. So I think the Lakers look really good. I would play basically everyone in the starting 5. Marcus Smart looks really good. I think Laravia, Vanderbilt is probably their top 8, and then Jackson Hayes is your backup center. And everything else is like at JJ Redick's disposal, kind of like
literally who knows what he's going to do the next day, right? Like, we don't
literally change the next day. But from what they've done, like the starting 5, Smart, Vanderbilt, Hayes, Laravia seems to be pretty set in stone with their starting lineup. So we'll see. But I think the Lakers are easily the most stackable team. I agree with you.
All right. So what we have started doing, again, if you guys are new or returning, we had some issues with YouTube during the baseball season when we were putting up full lineups. So what you're going to do here is build a core example lineup for you guys. And then if you join our Discord in our free Discord channel for the NBA, we post the podcast and we will post a completed example lineup for all of you guys to go check out. So again, a link to the podcast, a link to the Discord is in the description of the show, or you can go to fantasyslam.com. You can create a free account, and then the link to the Discord will be in your profile page as well, and you can connect through there. And the full completed example lineup will be posted there. Again, we had some issues where YouTube took down our show, and through some conversations, the reason potentially could have been that we were giving out lineups, which we were doing for like a decade before without problems, but YouTube changes their policy. So we're going to give a core lineup right now, and then we'll put the full lineup in the Discord for all of you guys to go check out. Again, leave us a comment in the comment section. Let us know how you guys are feeling about opening night. Wednesday's obviously a much bigger slate, so we'll have a lot more to talk about. We'll go position by position and be able to get a wider view of opening night here. But for the 2 games, no doubt about it, we're going to start off with Luka Doncic here as our top core play. We mentioned going 4 Lakers. I guess we probably just plug in Gabe Vincent at this point, right?
I still lean Marcus Smart. I think he's a better fantasy
I'm good
player
with-
because Marcus Smart has never cared who's on his
No.
team. Gabe Vincent will succumb to Luka and Austin Reeves. Marcus Smart won't. He does not care. He played with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
He thought he was the best player on the team.
I really like Draymond. Okay. Speaking of Draymond,
Play him at the 5.
Yeah, it just depends on what we're gonna do. Like Hartenstein would probably be the best cheap option there.
Okay. See how much money we end up playing with here. So we do
Dort.
I was saying, if we did this, Draymond. This is $5,400.
Yeah, leave. Good.
2 forwards and a util.
Well, yeah, let's leave it there because I think, and I just said someone's name that people could plug in, and there's cheap AC wings everywhere to get you up to somewhere.
So again, example lineup here, core plays. We'll put the full lineup in the Discord, so you can scan that QR code, become a member of the Fantasy Star family, take 20% off with NBA 20, the monthly or annual, and you get access to the premium channels of our Discord and all of our premium content for the NBA season, which is our best bets, our DFS playbooks, all of our DFS tools, our showdown playbooks, all of that content beyond the paywall. You get that as part of your membership. But we do have free channels within our Discord where we post our podcast, live stream every single day, and the full example lineups that we build. So you guys can go join and check that out. Grani and I, again, will have the preview show for Wednesday coming out Tuesday night. Good luck, everybody, with opening night. We hope to hear from you, and hopefully we'll win some money. We'll talk to you then.